Hi, I'm Jason Word. I'm here at the courts in Springfield. It's the 32nd annual Ozarks basketball preview. I've got one of our magnificent 11s, Katie Scott from Junction. Katie, welcome. How does it feel to be one of the magnificent 11s for the 2018-2019 Ozarks basketball preview?
I'm honored. There are lots of amazing players here, and I'm just so humbled to be part of it.
And does it provide a little extra oomph for the season to work a little harder in the gym, knowing that it's one of the magnificent 11s? You're going to have a lot of eyes on you this year.
There are certain expectations that come with every award you receive, but I think it's also motivation, and I think that it's going to help me propel into the season.
Now, you were pretty much all everything, all district, all conference, but got some notes from your coach this year that they're really asking you to step into a leadership role. They're really expecting you to be a leader on the floor. So approaching that coming into this season, you've got already won all these accolades for how you've been playing. So how do you take what you've done and elevate that into the level of becoming a leader and director on the floor?
I'd like to stimulate the environment in my program and make all the players around me better, not just focus on myself, because ultimately you have a great team, not a great player. And I think that maybe I can do that through motivation, trying to get everybody to work at the same level, because you're only as good as your weakest link.
Now, one of the things that your coach sent some notes in, you're an outstanding defender. And one of the things that we've talked with a lot of the other players that are with you is the importance of playing defense, because defense can spark everything else that happens. How important is it for you to go into a game and really have your defensive game on point?
I mean, even when the shots aren't falling, you can always play defense. And that's the one thing that I've always relied on, because on your bad scoring nights, the thing you can always control is how hard you play and how good of a defender you are. And I think that one thing can even propel you to become a better scorer.
Mm-hmm. Now, you were state runner-ups, played Incarnate Word. They're a machine. We know that. But what do you take away from that when you come into this season? What did you learn from that run to the championship game? What perhaps do you look at and go, we had a great run. Here's where we could have improved. How do you break that down and turn that into a positive for the following season?
I mean, we have to give credit where credit's due to Incarnate Word, but also I feel like we really deserved where we were this year, because we don't look like the scariest bunch, and no one's ever probably heard of Junction, so we've worked to get where we are, and I think that we have to take that and move forward with it and realize that our hard work and our chemistry is what's gotten us where we are, and it's what we need to continue to be a good program.
Well, let's talk about the chemistry a little bit, because when you're on the floor, you have players you've played with before. You know what they're going to do. You can kind of instinctively look at this player and okay, if I go this way, she's going to drive the lane. As a leader, somebody who's trying to develop as a leader, running plays on the floor, how does that provide, I don't want to say comfort, but maybe an easier awareness to know, okay, I know what's going to happen in this defensive set. I can focus on making sure we execute properly.
Yeah, I feel like becoming comfortable with your teammates is one of the biggest parts of being a leader, because if you don't know them, then you don't know your team. And especially playing with my sister this past year, we know each other inside and out. So I would know, even before the play would develop, where she was and what she wanted to do from that position. So I think having someone I'm so comfortable with made it easier for me to develop that kind of connection with everyone else.
Now, you shot 63% from the floor last year, which is an amazing total. 16 points, 7 boards a game. You're obviously a very well-rounded player on both sides of the court. And to the point that being part of the Magnificent 11s, you're somebody that opposing coaches have to game plan for to begin with, but where many players may be an offensive force and they only have to game plan for one, you have to be game planned for on both ends of the court. So how important is it to you to be known as the kind of player that the coaches have to be aware, your opposition has to know where you are on both ends of the court all the time?
Well, I personally don't want to take all the responsibility, because I have amazing teammates who, even if you try to guard only me, I have other girls on my team who step up and can score. So really it's a lose-lose situation for the team, and I'm just so grateful for teammates who are like that.
So you're going to be committed to Missouri State. Great program. What convinced you Missouri State was the right choice?
Really, I felt like Missouri State was just a bigger Carl Junction. I felt that chemistry that I'd never really felt with the team before, except for where I am now. And I found some great coaches who are very honest about how they coach, and I appreciate that because for me to know what I'm going into is one of the most important things. It's a great academic school. I'm close to home. And there are just so many factors that came together, and I felt like it was a place I could call home.
Was it kind of flattering to know there were so many schools that were paying attention to you, that you were getting that kind of attention?
I mean, that's always been the main goal, but it's not about finding the most schools. It's about finding the right school. And that's why whenever I committed so early, everyone was almost skeptical, saying, why don't you wait? And I don't see the point of it, because if you find the right fit, I feel like it's fine to just go ahead and commit to it, because I love that school and I'm excited to go there.
In a sense, that kind of takes some of the pressure off of having to make that decision so you can focus on what's right in front of you now.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely been a weight off my shoulders, and I'm just so grateful that I have 4 or 5 college coaches who are going to be there supporting me, and I don't have to worry about impressing lots of others.
So as you look at the season, last year you had to really step up because your point guard went down with an ACL tear. So you're coming into this season, you know you're going to be the leader, you're not going to be focused. The players around you are going to learn more by what they see you do versus what they see you say or what they hear you say. So what are you hoping, as your teammates watch you in practice and everything, what are you hoping they really glean about the way you prepare for a game?
Well, I'd say before every game, I try to watch a lot of film, and I try to know the other team, and I think that's a habit that we've picked up pretty well, because even before some of the state games, we'd be in class and we'd ask our teachers, hey, we have our assignments done, can we watch film? And they'd say sure, go ahead. And I think our environments in the school has been fostered because all of our community supports us. So I feel like we've started traditions together, and I just want to keep those going, because that's how you start a winning program.
Katie Scott, Carl Junction, one of our magnificent 11s. Katie, thank you so much for being here, part of the 32nd Annual Ozarks Basketball Preview. I'm Jason Wirt for Ozarks Previews.